Hello everyone, I'm Rod Wortham and welcome to this episode of Raceface Driver Updates here on Racing America. We had a busy week of racing that started with Thursday Thunder at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We then headed to the Northwest for some road racing in both the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the ARCA Series. Then some good old short track racing in Tennessee and Pennsylvania, and we ended up in the Midwest with some dirt racing in Illinois and Indiana. So let's get started. The NASCAR Xfinity Series was at Portland International Raceway for some road racing on the 1.97 mile 12-turn road course where 3 of the Raceface drivers were in action. The key to the weekend was trying to stay dry and making the right call on tires. We start with Anthony Alfredo, whose weekend started out great by winning his first NASCAR Xfinity Pole Award in his number 23 Our Motorsports Dude Wipe Chevrolet. However, it didn't take long for the rain to play a major role in this race. Let's go directly to the driver for his take on the weekend.
Started the weekend off here at Portland International Raceway with the pole, which was awesome with it being the first race here, the inaugural NASCAR Xfinity Series event. Had a fast duet Chevrolet Camaro, struggled at the start of the race in the rain, but fixed the balance up on that first stop, drove back through the field, scored stage points, had to pit for a tire going down in the final stage and put slicks on it since the track was drying up. Seemed to be the right call, seeing that everyone else came down to do it the last stop, so I think we could have had a top 5, maybe a shot at the win, but just got caught up in that wreck. So rough last few weeks, but we'll come back even stronger and chase that final playoff spot.
Anthony was scored with a 31st place finish. The NASCAR Xfinity Series has 2 weekends off before heading to Nashville Superspeedway on June 25th. Sheldon Creed was also competing at Portland, where he qualified the number 2 RCR Whelen Engineering Chevrolet in 7th. Sheldon was picked by many to be the driver to beat, but he also fell subject to wet conditions. The race had 9 cautions and only 21 cars finished on the lead lap. Teams were faced to make tire decisions based on the rain, and even when the groove dried out, the passing areas were still very wet and made it almost impossible to find an area to make a clean pass. Sheldon received major damage when a car made a stop in the carousel and he didn't have enough time to stop before hitting him in the rear end, ending his day, being scored in 32nd. Sheldon will also be headed to Nashville on June 25th. Connor Mosack pulled double duty over the weekend. First, he made his NASCAR Xfinity debut in the number 18 Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing and did an amazing job qualifying in 8th, but fell victim to the rainy conditions on lap 63, ending his day. The rain was playing havoc with all of the drivers, and in my personal opinion, stock cars are not meant to be raced in the rain. Connor then jumped into the ARCA car for Bruce Cook, where he qualified 3rd and brought home a 2nd place finish. We finally caught up with Connor on Sunday to get his take on the race.
Well, I got to make my Xfinity Series debut this weekend at Portland. Our Open Ice Supra was really fast for Joe Gibbs Racing. Qualified 8th and pretty quickly worked our way up to the top 5 in the race. And then we ended up 3rd by the end of the first stage. Got up to P2 for a little bit and ran there for a while. Unfortunately, missed the chicane a little bit, and there was a miscommunication with the rules. We were told we could still come back over the curb and be okay, but they still made us do a pass through in the race. So that kind of killed our day, and we ended up getting caught up in an accident shortly thereafter, which kind of put a unfortunate end to our day. I feel like we had a really good run going before that, and overall still happy with how the race went. Then I got to run the ARCA race after that. I think we had the best car. We led about the first half of the race, and then it was just so wet and so hard to see at the end. We had to pit for some motor issues, and then when we came back out in 2nd, I really just, whenever I get close to the leader, it was just too much spray to get close to him, so we just had to settle for 2nd and hold on for the finish.
Up next for Connor, ARCA Menards Series at Iowa Speedway on June 11th. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we check in on Joey East, who was also dealing with the rain in Portland, Caden Honeycutt, round 5 of the Cars Tour in Virginia, and Jesse Love back in the super late model at Jennerstown. Don't forget to look for this guy and your chance to win some cool swag in the Spotters Challenge. We'll be right back with more Raceface driver updates here on Racing America.
My name is Landon Cox and you're watching Raceface with driver updates on Racing America.
Welcome back. Joey East was back in his number 54 My Job Depends on Ag Ford with Nate Clower Motorsports at Portland International Raceway for the ARCA Menard Series West Portland 112. The rain would play a huge factor in this race as it had on all of the racing over the weekend. Joey qualified 11th but got off track early, forcing him to go 2 laps down, but he eventually brought home a 10th place finish. Up next for Joey, more road racing at Sonoma Raceway on June the 11th. Caden Honeycutt was at Langley Speedway for the Cars Tour VisitHampton.com 125. Caden qualified his Autos by Nelson Friends of Jacqueline Foundation Chevy in 7th, but once the green flag dropped, it only took 38 laps for the Texas driver to move into the 2nd position. Caden remained in 2nd for the next 20 laps and then bounced between 3rd and 4th until a late caution fell with 5 laps to go. The final 4 laps were crazy as local racer Brendan Queen took the lead on the last lap and Chad McCumbee beat Caden by inches at the line for 3rd. Here are the last 5 laps of that race.
At bay, and he's also trying his best to close into Carson Quapple. Just 4 to go.
He got back to the bottom to Brendan Queen. That car sideways. He is in a 4-wheel drift through both ends of Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. But Quapple out by about 2 car lengths. But look at that. Queen is there through the center of turns 3 and 4.
You asked me earlier, could Brendan Queen come back to win it? I said, I don't know. Do we have enough time? Fortunately for him, we had a caution. He's right there on the rear bumper off of 2.
If he's there, does Brendan Queen use the bumper?
I think you have to this late in the race. He'll never dump anybody.
There it is.
Gives him the bump coming off at turn number 4. Tries to get Carson out of shape so he can go down to the inside. Can't make it work that last lap. They'll try it again in 1 and 2.
We've seen the bump and run used more than one time here at Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. This time off of turn number 4. Carson Quapple and Brendan Queen will see the white flag. They tangle. They lock fenders at the start-finish line. Queen is underneath of Carson Quapple. Could this be Brendan Queen's biggest career win? They are side by side down the backstretch. Queen with the preferred lane. He'll get the lead. Quapple contact with Chad McCumbee, and Brendan Queen is going to claim the upset in the Visit Hampton 125. Brendan Queen will go to Edelbrock Victory Lane.
Good old short track racing. We caught up with Caden shortly after the race.
Hey everybody, it's Caden Honeycutt here. Just got down here at Langley Speedway. It was a hot one. I had to take my suit off. It was pretty hot out there. But we ended up finishing 4th. We were close. We rode around 2nd, 3rd, just about the whole race. Started 7th, was able to make our way up and chose our strategy to try to save. And just didn't work out as much as we wanted it to be. Just got a little bit too much on the tight side with the nose to actually like hit the switch and go. Congrats to Butterbean. He spotted me actually last year and we won the race together, and this time he won the race himself, so congratulations to him. Appreciate my sponsors, Autos by Nelson, Side Rock Carriers, Friends of Jacqueline, Tony Valento, Greg Harper, my mom and dad, my girlfriend at home. Appreciate all you guys support Raceface Advancement, and we're actually going to be heading to Berlin Monday morning and going to Fury, fit the car, and we're going to be headed to Money in the Bank 150 on Wednesday night, and we want to see what we can do and try to win a race there. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys at Berlin.
Up next for Caden, Wednesday night at Berlin Raceway for his debut with Rock Motorsports for Money in the Bank 150. Jesse Love was at Jennertown's Raceway for the Laurel Highlands 150 in his Mobil 1 Donnie Wilson number 28 Toyota. Jesse qualified 8th, moved into 4th on lap 1, and then took over 3rd place on lap 18 and stayed there before taking the lead on lap 100, but was caught up in an incident on lap 103 while battling for the lead with Derek Griffin. We caught up with Jesse on Sunday for a recap of that race.
Hey guys, it's Jesse Love. I just got back from the 150 lap super late model race up in Jennerstown, Pennsylvania. Started fourth, and about lap 100 we took the lead. Passed the lead clean, and then got racing with the 12G, and I got moved in 1 and 2. I crossed them over in 3 and 4, and then we got together getting into 1, which kind of a racing deal, just hard racing for lane position, and then got into the back stretch, and as you can see in the video, he hung a left to try to get me to spin out, and it took out 3 great race cars. So definitely not how we wanted the weekend to go. I've raced clean for the win with him hard before, but I'm proud of the effort that we could control as the 28 car goes. So proud of the effort. We just got to keep doing what we're doing, and looking forward to Iowa this weekend.
Jesse was able to continue even with major damage and finished 11th. Up next for Jesse, ARCA Menard Series at Iowa Speedway on June 11th. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll check in on Jake Bowman, who was making some noise in Music City, and Jade Avedisian slinging some dirt throughout the Midwest. Can Jake Bowman continue his top 5 streak at Nashville? We'll find out when we return with more Raceface driver updates here on Racing America.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Hines, and you're watching Raceface driver updates on Racing America.
Welcome back. Jake Bowman was at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway for the Triple 50s in his number 25 Rackley War Chevrolet Pro Late Model. Jake qualified third in the 24-car field, ran in the top 5 for most of the race, and brought home another top 5 in 4th. Jake had 2 top 5 finishes and 3 top 10s in 4 starts with 6 rounds of racing left. Up next for Jake, back to Nashville Fairgrounds on July 9th. Jade Avedisian is competing in Indiana Midget Week, which includes 7 races in 9 days against the top midget racers in the country, like Buddy Kofod, Kyle Larson, Justin Grant, and Logan Seavey, just to name a few of more than 27 drivers on slate. Jade was at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois, my hometown, for a tune-up race before the official start of Speed Week in Bloomington. Jade qualified 7th, finished 7th in her heat race, and had to run the semi-feature where she finished 4th, and then she brought home a 20th place finish in the feature. On to race 1 of Speed Weeks at Bloomington Speedway in Bloomington, Indiana, where Jade qualified 12th, then finished 4th in her heat race and 17th in the feature. Night 2 found her at Lawrenceburg Speedway in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, where she qualified 7th, won her heat race, and finished 14th in the feature. Night 3 was at Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana, where Jade qualified 4th, then finished 6th in her heat race, missing the transfer by 1 position, but she rebounded and won the semi-feature and then finished 11th in the feature. Jade will be racing at Circle City Raceway, Lincoln Park Speedway, Gas City 169 Speedway, and Kokomo Speedway over the next 6 days, and we'll bring you those results in next week's show. There was some additional racing in the Midwest as the NASCAR Cup Series visited Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois, just across the river from St. Louis for the very first time, and it was a huge success. The event was a complete sellout with more than 60,000 fans on hand, and in my opinion, is one of the best races of the year, despite some childlike actions between Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain. Growing up just miles away from the Speedway, I pass by it every day on my way to my office in downtown St. Louis. And yes, I stopped in to check on the progress at least once a week. As the track started to take shape, I even had the opportunity to take a few laps around the track before the pavement was laid down, and had a car in the first Busch race there in 1997. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to congratulate everyone in the area that made this dream a reality. I feel like they have secured a race there for many years to come. It's now time to play Spotter's Challenge. When this guy pops up, you simply write down the lap number, then go to spotterlap.com, click on the Got Your Lap Number button, and enter 312. Fill out the form, hit submit, and you are entered to win racing swag from Racing America or Raceface. The good news is everyone wins something, so you have nothing to lose. And you never know, you could be decked out in some cool hoodies, polo shirts, t-shirts, or hats. So what are you waiting for? We're headed for our last commercial break, and when we come back, we'll check in on round one of the iNext Thursday Thunder Series from Atlanta Motor Speedway and find out if the rain in the Northwest washed away the circle track racing. So stay right there, and we'll return with more Raceface driver updates here on Racing America.
Hi, my name's Brody Moore, and you're watching Raceface driver updates on Racing America.
Welcome back. Casey Klein had plans of racing his #1 Pro Late Model at State Line Speedway in Post Falls, Idaho. Unfortunately, Mother Nature won again, and the race was canceled due to rain, but rescheduled for this Friday night. Hudson Bolger was at Atlanta Speedway for round one of the iNext Thursday Thunder Series in his #17 Can-Am Byron Outdoor Superstore Young Lions Legend car. Hudson qualified 14th and then brought home an 8th place finish. Up next for Hudson, back to Atlanta for round two of the Thursday Thunder Series. Cole Denton was also in Atlanta for the beginning of the iNext Bandolero Thursday Thunder Series, where he qualified 6th and then raced his way to a 4th place finish. As always, we got a great race recap from the driver.
Hey race fans, it's Cole Denton. Today we're at Atlanta Motor Speedway for round one of Thursday Thunder. It was a night race on the quarter mile and I qualified 6th. On the start, I fell back to 7th and worked my way all the way up to 5th, and a caution came out on lap 8. And when we went back green, I dropped the hammer and finished 4th. I want to thank my mom and dad, Bacon Racing, my grandparents, Raceface Advancement, and the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, and most importantly, God. And today I was singing Love Stinks.
He is always excited, no matter where he finishes. Cole was also featured in June's edition of Today in Mississippi. Check out this little promo video. Now you would think that would be all an 11-year-old could handle for 1 week, but you'd be wrong, as he made the trip to Chris Motorsports Park in Cordell, Georgia for race 9. Let's go straight to the driver for the results.
Hey race fans, it's Cole Denton. Today we are at Chris Motorsports Park for race 9 of the season. I qualified 3rd, and on the start I immediately worked my way up to 2nd and caught the leader and passed for the lead around lap 4, and a caution came out with 2 laps to go. And when we went back green, I dropped the hammer and pulled on 2nd, parking my number 46 iNext Bandolero in Victory Lane. I want to thank my mom and dad, Bacon Racing, my grandparents, Raceface Advancement, the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, and Myers Construction, and most importantly, God. And by the way, guys, today I was singing Wrap It Up.
Up next for Cole, more Thursday Thunder in Atlanta. Other Raceface drivers seeing action this weekend include Cassidy Hines, who returns to Colorado National Speedway in her #3 Super Late Model on Saturday, Brody Moore will also be at Colorado National in his number 78 Super Late Model on Saturday. Grant Thompson will be racing his Pro Late Model at Mobile International Speedway in the Gulf Coast Racing Series on Saturday. And Landon Cox will also return to his quarter midgets for the Dixie Shootout this weekend at Music City QMA. Well, that's it for this week's Raceface Driver Updates. And remember, if you've missed any of our shows, you can get caught up at raceface.tv on demand. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Make sure to check out Speed Zone Race Store for the latest in apparel, and be sure to play Spotters Challenge. As always, we encourage you to support local racing in your communities. We'll be back next week with more from your favorite Raceface drivers. So go out there, have a great race week. I'm Rod Wortham. Thanks for watching.